How you doing, folks? Hope you're well. Here we have the introduction to playing a guitar. If you've never played a guitar before and you've got one kicking about the house somewhere, then this is the place to start. I have my trusty nylon strung one here. You can get steel strung, electric guitar. They all do the same thing, they just make a different sound. So whatever guitar you have in the house, as long as it's 6 strings, we're laughing. Okay, so the first thing you do is you make sure they're in tune. Now you can get loads of free apps on your phone that will do that for you. I use one called Guitar Tuna, as in the fish, T-U-N-A. It's free and it's a cracker. It basically just, as you wind the strings, so if you need to, it will tell you if it's too low or too high. So we call that flat or sharp. So basically that's in tune, okay? But if it wasn't in tune, it would sound a bit like that, okay? And if it needs to go higher, then you turn it away from you, okay? And the Guitar Tuner app has a microphone that it picks up, and the wee sort of ball will move. As you get higher, the ball will move, and then when you get it in tune, it makes a wee noise and you know it's in tune. If it's too high, you turn it towards you and it'll do the same thing. And when you're tuning the guitar, make sure you do it nice and gently. Every now and again, just a wee tiny tweak it, and then ding, it'll work, okay? Now I can't do this because it's on my phone and I'm filming this on my phone, so I'm just sounds good now. Okay, so you do that with all the strings. Tune them away from you if you want them to get higher. Tune them towards you if you want them to get lower. And like I say, if you're using the Guitar Tuner, it'll make a wee ding, and you'll know you're in tune. But you can also see it, you can see the wee thing moving, so it's perfect. It's almost foolproof. So make sure your guitar's in tune first, okay? Done that? Good. Here we go. So string names. So this is where a lot of people get confused, because this is the string that is closest to your face, and you would think that was string 1, but you'd be wrong. That's string 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, but they also have names. E, B, G, D, A, E. Now a good way to remember that is Easter bunnies go driving at Easter. And there you go, there's a wee acronym for you to remember. Easter bunnies go driving at Easter. And that's you. So we're in tune, we know the string names. And now we think about finger numbers as well, okay? Thumb, obviously. Finger 1, finger 2, finger 3, finger 4. Alright? So what we're going to do is, we are now going to have a wee look at the guitar. So body, neck, tuning pegs, bridge, I think, and saddle. Or maybe that's the saddle and that's the bridge. I think that's the bridge, that's the saddle. It doesn't really matter. And the frets are the things that are the most important part, because that is where you change the pitch of the string. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at. That's where you make the chords on the frets. So a thing about playing the frets is you want to, I always think about the frets, they're like goal posts, okay? And imagine your finger being the goalie. So if someone's taking a penalty against you and you're a goalie, the best chance you have of saving the penalty is to stand right in between, right in the middle of the goals, okay? So make that goalie stand right in the middle. If you hover over the actual frets here, it doesn't sound that great, okay? So try and make your goalie stand right in between the goalposts, okay? And that's the best way to do it. Now sometimes if you do this for ages, you'll probably find, especially if you've never done this before, that your fingers will probably get a wee bit sore, because you have to push quite hard. Not insanely hard, but if you don't push hard, you get that, okay? So make sure Now I'll just show you the back here as well, that you're kind of almost pinching the thumb, so it's almost like you're trying to make your two fingers meet, but there's a big lump of wood stopping that from happening. So the pressure's coming from the back and from the front, and you get a nice true sound. Okay, so there we go. Now in the next lesson I'll maybe show you how to read tab and maybe pick out a wee riff or something like that, but we'll go straight into playing a chord. Okay, and we'll start with E minor. So what we're going to do is we're going to take finger 1 and we are going to put it on the 5th string, which is the A string, on the 2nd fret. Okay, so here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and these were on the 2nd fret already, and then just there you go. Make sure you're getting a nice true sound. Okay, good. And then finger 2 is going to go on string 4 on the 2nd fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, put your thumb again. Have your thumb at the back, so your your hand is just sort of arched a wee bit, or kind of curl it over the top, but don't obstruct that string because you're going to need that string. And the great thing about E minor is you play all the strings. Okay, so I like to have the finger at the back so that this part of your hand is also not obstructing the strings at the bottom. Okay, because you want to make space, and you also want to try and not have your fingers flat against the strings here. You want to kind of make a wee bit of a claw, so it's like the tips here of your fingers that should be hitting the strings, not flat. Make a nice claw, and again try and make sure that the pad of your other fingers isn't going to hit the string underneath, because that happens, and that's where all these honking chord sounds come from. So try and, I know it's quite a lot to remember, but you want to make sure your fingers are arched as you play each string individually. You won't get, okay, so arch the hand, the back hand, the back of your hand, not the back hand, and then make sure your fingers are in a kind of claw position. And there's E minor. Okay, now to strum, you can use your finger, you can use your thumb, you can use a plectrum if you want. If you want to use a plectrum, if you have one, whatever way is comfortable. Some people hold it between thumb and finger. I actually use two. I write like that as well. I hold a pencil the same way. So maybe I would suggest that you hold the plectrum in the same way that you would hold a pen. And there you go. Okay. Now I'm going to assume that you probably don't have a plectrum, so I'm going to use my finger. And what I want to do is we're going to just strum 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And once you're comfortable doing that, now try strumming down and then up. And when you're counting, go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Similar thing. Okay, so we're going to just play the same chord again. And we are going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Hitting all the strings. Okay, now I'm actually using my fingers as if I'm holding a plectrum. And you're just sort of catching. And if you notice, my hand is kind of going up and kind of back and round. So it's almost like a kind of flowing, wavy motion. You don't want it to be too straight. Let your wrist kind of loose, nice and flexible. And just there. Okay. So that's your first chord. And in the next lesson, we shall have a look at changing a couple of chords, and maybe having a look at playing your first song. So there you go. Thanks for watching.